Hi friends, welcome to my home. For those of you that are new to my channel, I'm Rosalie and thank you for visiting the Cetina Country Cottage. I'd like to thank Daveda Lane for inviting me to participate in this 4th of July home tour collaboration. Me and my family have been living in this home for 5 years now. It's a 1-story, 4-bedroom, 2-bath home with 1,800 square feet living space on an acre of land. We are located within the agricultural zone in the high desert, California. My patriotic decor style is definitely Americana, which is a mixture of country farmhouse, primitive, and colonial decor. I love mixing in handmade folk art and antiques and handcrafted items that my husband makes for me. He made these red shutters on both sides of this large picture window in our family room, and I just love those. Sorry for the lighting here, it gets a little dark. I had to shut the blinds so that you didn't see a huge glare. Here's my farmhouse sign that I love and my Americana banner. Here's another handcrafted piece my husband made for me, this faux mantle, which I absolutely adore. And here are my portraits of Abraham Lincoln and George Washington. They usually are up in our schoolroom, but for the summer, I place them in our family room, and it just goes perfectly with the Americana theme. Here is our very large entertainment center. It's about 9 feet tall and 13 feet wide. It's very large and it almost looks like a built-in when at first glance, and I love it. It holds a couple of my antique 3-gallon crocks, and I just love decorating with vintage books. All of these books in this entertainment piece are antique books. Many of them are over 100 years old. There's a picture of my Ellie Ray before she turned 1. And there's an antique camera. There's my Jenny Rose. She was 2 years old when she took that picture. She's now 4. And this is probably my favorite piece within my Americana decor. It's this very large presidential inn, bed and breakfast, established 1776, wood, folk art, hand painted sign. I found this awesome folk artist, and she's actually in Northern California, so I'm super excited because most places that I order primitive or folk art from are back east. Here's a picture of my son Levi. He is 6 years old and he takes English writing lessons, and there he is on an Appaloosa horse. I just love that horse. And here is a family picture of me and my husband and our 3 children at my cousin's wedding. The kids were in the wedding. There's another folk art handcrafted piece I purchased on Etsy. And here is another 3-gallon crock that my mom gave to me one Christmas. And I wish our entertainment center had like sliding doors or somewhere where we could conceal the TV, but it doesn't, and that's okay. This is the room that we are always hanging out in, movie nights in. the kids are usually with their toys all over the floor, and the baby, we have a playpen for her because she gets into everything. But here is my Americana family room. I love the way that it turned out, just very simple, understated. And here is a view into our kitchen. There's our breakfast bar. And I'm gonna take you through this side here. We're entering from the family room into our kitchen. It's a very open concept floor plan, which works out great when you have 3 small children to keep your eye on all the time. And I love this little vignette that I created with my Amish pie safe and my faux blueberry cheesecake pie slices and my Falstaff folk art. It's a creamer and a sugar container. And there's some vintage doilies that I just placed underneath those plates, which I hauled those plates from Goodwill a few videos back. There's the view into our family room. And as you can see, I have a smaller size kitchen, so I use the I put my mason jars that we drink out of right there hung on the side of our cabinets. That bread box I absolutely adore. My grandfather actually made that for my parents many years ago, and little did he know when he made it that I would decorate the way that I do and would use it in my kitchen. So that kind of holds a special place in my heart. Here is another faux blueberry cheesecake. I love decorating with artificial baked goods. There's some muffins there also in a primitive cubby. My noodle board. I love this bakery sign. This is where I put my antique butter churn for right now, which I hauled as well a few videos back. And I just put an America sign there in that crate. Here's where I kind of corralled my sugar, flour, and oats in this little black wood tray. And there are some copper measuring spoons that I picked up at Cracker Barrel a while ago. I showed in a video a while back in a haul. And here is where I'm always at, it seems like, at the kitchen sink overlooking the dining area. And here's my little hen that I just placed on my hanging scale there. And this is my breakfast nook. Sorry for the glare. We haven't put up window treatments yet. I'm still deciding between 2 options. So hopefully in my next home tour, whatever we decided to go with will be up and installed already. Most likely my husband will build me something and install it. Here is my coffee station. And of course it's holding more Falstaff in that folk art pattern. Vintage muffin tins. I love my hand scoop wall sconces. And that Old Glory Cafe sign. I just love. I bought that on eBay. And here, just sitting on top of the table, I placed this blue tool caddy. And I just put some cream dishes in there with the barn star. There is my barn red pantry. And here is some more false folk art dishes that I placed in a chicken feeder plate rack. And I put some pipberry in there with some stars that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. And my hanging barn star right there with the Mom's Baking Company sign that's always up right there. And I just love this space. I usually refer to it as the kids' table because my 3 little ones are always there with Play-Doh or coloring. That's where they usually eat their meals when I'm serving them. Hence, that's why I don't have a rug there, because there's always stuff to pick up off the floor in that area. We also just painted our kitchen cabinets. They used to be a very outdated, like honey oak color, a very light oak color. If they were darker, I probably would have kept them because it would have made the kitchen feel really warm, but they just looked really outdated, and so we painted them in this antique white by Sherwin-Williams, I believe is the brand. Here is our dining area. I don't know if this space was created for a dining area, but that's what I made it into. It just seemed more practical for our family. And here are my hanging herb boxes, which I love, and I usually have my vintage muffin tins set in there, and I just change out the floral with the seasons. And I'm really glad the way my mantle turned out this year. I just have my collection of antique spools and jugs, another tobacco basket with a beautiful sign from the same artist that made the presidential sign in my entertainment center. And that tobacco basket is actually hanging on a piece of, on the gate that we used to have in our backyard before we redid our backyard. So I thought that kind of had a special meaning to it. And again, there's some antique books there. And this banner I got a couple years ago, I believe from either Decor Steals or Antique Farmhouse. I can't remember which company. And on the hearth, I usually keep it quite simple because my little ones love to play with their dinosaurs and their little action figures and stuff there. If you have little ones, I'm sure you can relate. Here is my hutch that my husband refinished in distress flat black. He also built me that little 3-foot ladder there, which displays some tea towels. And I added some faux blueberries to the little strawberry baskets there so I can have red, white, and blue showing. There's a false graph folk art strainer. And I redid my 3-tiered tray with some red, white, and blue pipberry and some patriotic straws that I'm sure you've seen just tucked in any floral arrangement that I have in the house or any greenery. I just kind of stuck those straws in there. I thought it added a nice little touch to it. And sitting on top of the hutch, I just put my very large antique floral box there. I'm still working on the top of that hutch. I'll probably put some more crocks up there. And just sitting on my table is my dough bowl with some geraniums tucked in between some red apples, which they are not faux, they're real, and my kids can't wait to get to them after I film this video. here is a picture of my entryway. And this is where I started the tour. I was standing right in front of my front door, which we really never use. We always enter. We have an attached garage that we always come in and out of the house through there. And there are my large decorative ledges that I did a video on recently. And these are just some simple place settings that I created. I usually don't like anything on this bar, and wouldn't you know it, more times than not, it's covered with mail and my purse and keys. So it's really nice to see it like this right now. And my general store sign I got at Antique Farmhouse. I absolutely adore it. It's black tin. Here is a view from my hallway where all of our bedrooms are located at, except for the schoolroom, which is located through that door that you see there left of the refrigerator. You would enter my laundry room and then our fourth bedroom, which we turned into a schoolroom. And I'll give you a tour of that in another video. But here's our family room and our kitchen. And there's our breakfast nook. So here I'm standing in the breakfast nook. I wanted to show you our command center there. That's where all of our mails, bills, magazines go. Just kind of keep it corralled right there so it is not cluttering up any space. I just wanted to give you as many views as I can show you because our floor plan is so open in this common area. Those plates I also hauled from Goodwill in one of my haul videos. I also have those Americana tea towels there, which I thought just added to the decor. And here's one more look at the family room. You can see my tobacco baskets there, and I have two chalkboard framed photos there. One says faith and the other says hope. And I have on my blanket ladder two throws there that I thought went really well with the Americana style. And I love that horse weather vane there. Thank you so much for watching and visiting my home, and I hope you enjoyed it and got some inspiration to decorate your home. Until the next video, thank you so much and God bless.